What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to yet another North to South show here presented by Touchdowns to Home Runs. The day is Wednesday, June the 23rd, and boy, do we have another pack show for you guys today, as we do always. First of all, if you're here in the chat, let me know that you are here. I'd love to say hi to you. I just ran down the stairs. If you could tell, I'm a bit out of breath. I just ran down the stairs to get here just in time for this to start. So got my nice little workout in, and I am excited to bring you guys another amazing show. The schedule for today: Ole Miss, Alabama, Week 5 preview. And then, like I said, I don't know, do I want to spoil it for you guys yet, or do I want to save it? Last week, I told you guys that I may have something new in store for the North to South show, a new series that we're going to bring, and we do have that. We do have that today. I'm just debating right now if I'm going to tell you what that is or if I should wait until we actually get to that segment to show you guys. So let me know in the comments. Do you guys want to hear about it, what it is now? And then obviously you can look forward to it for the rest of the show, or should I wait to tell you guys and show you guys what it is when the moment actually comes to put up that segment? So let me know in the comments, guys. Do you want to hear about it now, or do you want to wait for it and let me explain it before we play the segment? By the way, also some more news. Took me a while because I am in Canada, obviously, but finally got them. Athlon previews, college football previews. I have been reading these ever since I've got them. They're a great little thing to have, man. The stats and everything that they have in here makes it so much easier for me than going on the internet and finding everything through, when I could just have my notes open and everything, work on them, and then have these open, and gives you a good little read and everything. So if you do not have your Athlon previews yet, guys, definitely go check them out because they are amazing. We got some comments. Let's see. Shoot, one of them just dropped. Oh, we got Noah Harney in the chat. One of my good friends who actually sorry, I'm just putting these away. Noah actually just started his own podcast, his own hockey theme, talking about Ontario hockey leagues, called All Things Ontario Hockey. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in that, because he's doing an amazing job over there. Just getting started, but it's a work in progress. He's getting there. I've listened to his first couple episodes, and I'm very, very impressed, and he is going to make it big someday, I tell you that. And then we also got Adamo Ramoli 61 asking to spill it. What is the big news? What is big in store today? And you know what? I will tell you guys. So like I said before, we have our Alabama Ole Miss preview first, and then coming up after that, after we do a short little Q&A after, if you guys are up for it, if anyone has any questions, we are going to start my college football revamp simming seasons for all 14 teams. And obviously we're going to go in alphabetical order. So that starts off with Alabama. We sim through their whole season in NCAA football 14 or college football revamp, whatever you want to call it, and see how each team finishes out according to NCAA. So lots of fun stuff to look forward to there. Lots of interesting scenarios, especially for our first sim. Man, it was a really interesting one. So we're starting off with something really, really good. We got another question from another statement from Dylan Long. This show is amazing and love the videos that you put out, and I'm a huge Texas A&M fan. Well, I appreciate it, Dylan. I appreciate you showing up to the shows even more than you coming out and watching, or than you appreciating what I do and put out the videos and everything. So I appreciate all of you guys that come out here and watch it. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode, starting off with our first segment, talking about this Alabama Ole Miss preview that is coming up in Week 5. We have this game, Week 5 college football. Obviously, last week on Monday, we talked about LSU Auburn, which is also that college football Week 5. We've also done already Alabama, Florida, and we've done Texas A&M, Arkansas. And that brings us to Alabama's biggest test of their whole last season, other than Florida. I think it's safe to say that Florida was probably the best game that Alabama played all season in terms of how close it was and in terms of how good of competition they actually played. But that Ole Miss game, man, if you watch that game was tied up at 42s with like 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it looked like Ole Miss had a serious shot to win. In that Alabama-Florida SEC championship game, for the most part, it looked like Alabama was going to win. There wasn't really any doubt that Alabama wasn't going to win. I mean, Florida made it close near the end, but there was some doubt for sure in this game that Ole Miss could have came out of Oxford with a win against Alabama, a huge home win against the home crowd, which obviously there was only like 16,000 people there because it was 25% capacity. But still, that was an amazing game. Ole Miss is coming off a bye week in week 4, so they're going to have some rest before coming into this game. And this is their first SEC game of the whole season. The weeks prior, they play Louisville to kick off the season. Then other than that, they play, I'm pretty sure, Austin Peay, and then they have Tulane. I honestly believe that Louisville and Tulane are going to provide some pretty decent competition for Ole Miss. I'm not saying that I think Tulane's going to go out and beat Ole Miss. I still think that's an easy game for Ole Miss, but you're going to have a bit of talent on that Tulane team. Lots to look forward to there. Tulane could be an underrated game. Not saying that they're going to upset them, but maybe provide some decent competition early. I think Louisville I think Ole Miss wins that game, but Louisville could be a threat maybe in the ACC this year. Maybe a shock off maybe your North Carolinas, your Miamis, teams like that. We'll see how the season goes. And then Austin Peay, obviously FCS school, not much to worry about there. But the problem is with those 3 teams is none of them even come close to touching Alabama. And so you are going to have a big culture shock, if that's what you want to call it, coming into this game as you have to travel to Alabama. Your first SEC game is a road test in Alabama against probably a easily top 2 team in all of college football this season. It is going to be tough for Lane Kiffin and his squad to go into Alabama and come out with a win. Now, Alabama coming in, they would have played Miami, obviously week 1. Then they get, I can't remember exactly who, but group of 5 game. And then they get Florida week 3, which is a big road test for them. See how they do down there in the swamp for the first CBS game of the whole season. Very excited for that game. Then the next week they have a game at home versus Southern Miss. And then they get their first home SEC game with 100% capacity since that LSU 2019 game. So if you think that this place is going to be an insane party and the fans are going to be charged and the environment and the atmosphere is going to be amazing, you are 110% correct, because Ole Miss is coming into this game in a really, really bad spot to have a home field advantage against you, because I tell you, these Alabama fans are going to be pumped. They haven't seen 100% capacity for an SEC game. Yes, you're going to get your Southern Miss at home and everything like that. It's not the same when you go up against an SEC opponent. So very, very exciting stuff coming up into this game. So before we get into kind of my overall thoughts and my score prediction and everything like that, kind of predicting how this game is going, like I do with all my previews, I kind of go into a couple keys for each and every team. I usually do about 3. I got about 3 keys for each team, Ole Miss, Alabama, and talking about what will be the keys for success for both these teams to come out of this game for a win. So I'm talking about Ole Miss first. Obviously, this is going to be the tougher one because Alabama's just kind of got to play Alabama to be able to win this game. Ole Miss has to do some serious work to be able to come out of this game with a win. So talking about Ole Miss's keys, my first key for Ole Miss is last season, their full drive, I clarify full drive meaning they had 2 drives in this game that were like half drives, like end of the second half, end of the game drives, which you only get the ball for like a minute or so. So it's not a real drive. I count full drives. So they had 10 full drives last game against Alabama. Their score success rate on those drives were 8 out of 10. So 80% on those. And their touchdown success rate on both of those were 60%. If you want to be able to be successful in this game and come out with a chance to win, that success rate of 80%, that scoring success rate has to at least stay at that point, if not grow even more. And I think you still need to do a bit of adjusting to that touchdown success rate, like scoring 6 out of 10 drives, score 6 touchdowns, nothing to complain about there going against your average team. Like if you're going up against Arkansas, if you're going up against Mississippi State, if you're going up against Auburn, if you're going up against a team like that, you score 6 times out of 10 out on touchdowns, I think you're going to come out of that game with a win. The only problem is that you're going up against Alabama in this game, and you're going to need some serious points. 6 times 7 is only 42. And if we know Alabama isn't a team that's going into a game to put up only 42 points on the board. This team touches 50s and 60s each and every game. So my first key to success, have your success rate of touchdowns increase and have your scoring success rate meet that 80% mark again, or maybe even if you want a real shot at winning this game, you got to increase that by just a bit. My next one, slow the run down if you're Ole Miss. Ole Miss allowed 206 yards per game last season on average. That was out of all of games, and Alabama was no exception because they allowed 306 yards to Alabama last season. Alabama comes in this season with a really good running back room led by Brian Robinson, and their offensive line is really good this season. If you want any chance to win this game, you got to be able to stop the run somehow. No stoppage of the run equals no win for Ole Miss. There's no chance that they come out of this game with a win if they allow 300 plus yards, if they even allow 200 plus yards. If you want a chance to win this game, you got to keep it. I'd say sub 150 yards for Brian Robinson and that whole running back core and offensive line group if you want to be able to come out of this game with a win. My last one. Now, this is kind of a controversial one because it's kind of going against how Ole Miss plays, especially last season. Ole Miss last season was a team that liked to play fast. They were a team that liked to take the ball downfields in big chunks. They had a lot of big playmakers. Like you got Elijah Moore, you had Kenny Yeboah, even some of the running backs that they still have, Jerron Ely, you still have Snoop Connor. You got tons of talent on this Ole Miss team still. But I think you want to really control the pace of this game. I know it's going to go against everything that's going against Ole Miss's offense currently for them and what makes them successful. But I truly believe that if you want a chance to be able to win this game, if you are an Ole Miss fan, you got to be able to control the pace of the game. You want the ball in your hands, in your offense's hands, should I say, for the majority of the game. This not only allows you to control the clock and everything like that, but I think if you want any chance at beating Alabama, your defense has to be able to go up and make one or two big plays in the game. And if you're constantly forcing your defense to go back out on the field because you score within, let's say, 3 minutes of getting the ball or something like that, it takes you like 5 plays to get down the field and score. Alabama is just going to run Ole Miss's defense out of town because we all know Ole Miss's defense right now isn't capable of matching up with Alabama. Alabama is going to have a field day if they go up against an exhausted Ole Miss defense. So I think it is key to be able to get that defense some rest and to be able to limit Alabama's scoring, control the pace of this game. It sounds crazy. It could go against everything that Ole Miss does on that offense that makes them successful. But I believe if you truly want to win this game, you got to be able to extend your drive length and give your defense some time to rest and time to think about what are they going to do next drive. Because if you only give them 3 minutes, I honestly believe that Alabama offense is going to go out and put up another 63 points in this game easily. So now talking about the Alabama keys, and like I said before, it's Alabama. I don't really got to come up with some crazy keys for Alabama to go out and beat Ole Miss. So these are kind of obvious things. First of all, run the football. Ole Miss finished last season in rushing defense. Kind of like what I said with Ole Miss, you got to slow the run down. If I'm Alabama, keep running the ball. Ole Miss can't stop the run. Their defensive line is really weak. Just keep running the ball down their throats, and you will have a very successful day. Another thing that I have for Alabama, trust your secondary. Alabama has one of, if not the best secondary in all of college football this season. And actually a video that I am planning for, I would say next Wednesday, I'm going to do a comparison between Alabama's secondary and LSU's secondary because they have two of the best in all of college football. Very exciting stuff to talk about there. But you got to be able to trust the secondary if you're an Alabama fan. And I think Alabama needs to trust that because you do not want to give Matt Corral tons of time in the pocket to be able to throw the ball downfield. I think Matt Corral is most successful when you give him tons of time in the pocket. Trust your secondary. Like, look at the guys that you got out there. Jordan Battle, Josh Jobe. You got Kool-Aid McKinstry now out there, freshman coming in. I'm missing a ton of other guys, but just briefly, you have so much talent in that secondary if you're Alabama that let your linebackers blitz some people, get pressure on Matt Corral. Do not allow him to have as much time as he pleases in the pocket or let him scramble around, do whatever he does because he can run the football. Don't let him do that. Put pressure on Matt Corral, and that's when he's going to start making mistakes, and that's when Alabama forces the turnovers, and then suddenly the margin of the score really, really grows. My last one, this is just, I had to throw something in. Like I could have said like, oh, Bryce Young, throw some touchdowns, or how about John Mechie, go catch some touchdowns, something like that. My last key is just stay on the gas. Stay on the gas if you're Alabama. I don't expect this not to happen for any Nick Saban team. I mean, if you're playing under Nick Saban, you're going to be on the gas if you're playing against any team. You could be playing against FCS Southeast in NCAA 14, and that team is still going to have their foot on the gas like they're playing in the national championship. It's just the tendencies of Nick Saban's team and how he really coaches them. It's the culture. This team never gives up. They never back down to anyone. Alabama's always going to have the foot on the gas. But why I say this is because you do not want to give this Ole Miss defense any sort of spark or any sort of reason to give them confidence that they can hang with Alabama's offense. If Alabama just goes out and does their thing offensively, they keep their foot on the gas, they make some big plays and everything like that, and they just beat down Ole Miss's defense, that team is going to be playing so deflated defensively that Alabama will just control the game for the rest of the game. So those are my 3 keys for Alabama, my 3 keys for Ole Miss. My overall thoughts of this game. If Ole Miss had an Alabama-level defense, I think that this would be a very, 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 very good game. This would be definitely one of the best games of the season in all of college football. I think Ole Miss's offense is right up there with some of the best in all of college football. I truly, truly believe that. The only problem is Ole Miss does not have an Alabama-level defense. And I don't even think that they're close yet to having an Alabama-level defense. Like, Alabama's defense, especially, just take their linebacking core, for goodness sake, and look at some of the guys there. You got Christopher Allen, you got Will Anderson, you got Henry To'oTo'o, you got Christian Harris. You got so much talent out there just at the linebacker position. I didn't even talk about the secondary where you got all the 5 stars there, all the NFL talent that's going there. Didn't even talk about the D-line. You could zero in on any unit of this Alabama defense and say, yeah, that's number 1 in the country, hands down, hands down. Like, that is how good this Alabama defense is this year. Ole Miss just isn't there yet. They're so there offensively that I think that Ole Miss, if they just had a better defense in any sort of way, that Ole Miss would be a serious contender, maybe a top 15 team, maybe threatening for that SEC West title, maybe threatening for Atlanta, everything like that, maybe threatening for the playoffs. I just don't think that defense is there yet. I truly believe that. I don't think Ole Miss's defense is there. They're getting there. If they just recruit better a couple years down the road, Ole Miss is going to be a very, very good spot in college football. But just right now, Alabama's ability to score with that offense and their ability, they will stop Ole Miss. Ole Miss will score the football. I'm not denying that. I think Ole Miss will still score the football a lot in this game, even though Alabama has the best defense in the country. I just think Alabama's defense will be able to force some turnovers, force some punts, do all of that, which Ole Miss defense, I cannot put any money that they will be able to do that. So my final score for this game, I have Alabama scoring 52 and Ole Miss putting up 35. So my final score, Alabama winning this game 52-35. So that was our first segment. Guys. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Love saying hi to everyone. We have James Barnfield checking in, saying hi. How's it going? Appreciate everyone coming on. Got 5 viewers on, and then we'll take some Q&A, do a short little Q&A if anyone has any questions. And if not, we will go to our Alabama sim of the full 2021 season in NCAA Football 14, our new segment, which we will be doing all 14 SEC teams, which will be very exciting. But for now, just anybody has any questions, leave them down below. Be more than happy to answer them for you guys. Any questions? Doesn't look like we have any. So, we got one here. Where do you think Kaiir Elam will rank among the CFB corners by the end of the year? I think Derek Stingley is still number 1. I still have him being number 1 at the end of the season. In the SEC, I think Elam's a number 2 guy. It depends on who really steps up with Alabama, because Alabama has some great corners. So I have Elam finishing out at that 2-3 spot. I've been looking at some of the all college football teams, and they have Elam as like second team all college football, all American, everything like that. I honestly believe that he's right there in that spot. I believe that he could be threatening for that first team All-American spot. He could go out and have a big season. I think that Alabama game will be a huge test for him and a huge game to be able to prove how good he is actually at the corner position. So that is going to be very, very interesting to see how he finishes out the season. But I think he's a top 3 guy easily in the SEC. And overall in college football, I'd give top 5 easily. Easily, that's where I think he ends up. We might have another video. idea here. Do your SEC standings for the West and the East. I'm planning to do that more towards the beginning of the season, like leading up to the season. So I'm doing all this other stuff, but that is a great video nonetheless that I will be doing, John Jordan. So do not worry. That video will come at some point in time. Got T-Bake 3K saying, what do you think of the most recent DB transfer to Florida? I still got to look in on Elijah Blades. Haven't really looked into him to be able to have enough of an opinion about him, but I will do that. So ask me that after next show, and I'll check into Elijah Blades. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and show you guys the new segment that we have here on the North to South show, simulating all 14 of our SEC teams 2021 seasons with NCAA 14, and we are starting off with Alabama. So enjoy, guys. Sit back, relax. It's a long one. I'm telling you, this is like 23 minutes or something like that. So we got great entertainment, and I'm telling you, this season finishes out not how you expected. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. Guys, I am bringing something new to the North to South show, and that new thing is I've college football revamped. If you've been watching this channel, I've tried to play some dynasties. I suck at the game, so what better way to put this to good use than to do sims of all of the 14 SEC teams with the whole schedules and everything like that, and see how college football NCAA 14 has them doing. Now, for each and every team, it's going to be a whole different dynasty, a whole different sim. So there could be a season where, let's say you see Arkansas, I do Arkansas sim, and they go like, let's say 6-6. And then maybe in the sim, when we go to like Florida sim, Arkansas finishes like 5-7. That could happen. I'm just going each team individually, and I'm doing alphabetical order again, starting off with Alabama. We got the whole schedule here. First out, huge shout out to, first of all, the makers of College Football Revamped. Amazing people. And then also SG1 Sports, who came out with the whole file, dynasty file, to be able to have the current 2021 schedule. So shout out to them. This isn't sponsored or anything like that, not even close, but you got to give credit where credit is due. These people have put in some serious work into making this game what it is, and to allow me to do this. So let's just go through Heisman Watch. First of all, if you check this out for Alabama fans, Bryce Young right there, College Football Revamped has him number 3 right now in the preseason of this sim. We're number 2 in the poll, or Alabama's number 2 in the poll. We're going up against number 24 Miami, and we'll have your regular 2021 schedule. So my plan is go through some of these games. I'm not going to show you guys the gameplay of each and every single game. Like when you guys go play an FCS school, there's no point in me showing that footage or whatever. So what I'm going to do is, for the bigger games, I'm going to show some of the bigger gameplay moments and then sim through the other games. And then hopefully by the end, we'll see how College Football Revamped or NCAA 14 has Alabama finishing out this season in 2021. So without further ado, let's start off with this Miami game. Here we go. Here's the kickoff to start off the season. Obviously, we're playing in Alabama. They weren't able to do the neutral sites, but let's get this game underway. Miami starting off the season. They're not going to take it back. Take it to what, this 27-yard line. Alabama's first big third down test in the red zone. Let's see if they can convert and maybe score here. First score of the season. Bryce Young gets sacked. 4th and 15. I'm guessing Alabama just takes their field goal. We have a tie ball game in the 4th quarter, 14-14, and Alabama's lined up for a field goal. Let's see if they put it through. And that kick is good. Alabama takes a 3-point lead here in the Miami game. Massive third down play here for Alabama. 3rd and 5 in the red zone. Up 3 with 5 minutes left in the 4th. Throw to the end zone. Oh, wide open. Miami, man, might make the first game upset here. Well, we have hit a bit of a speed bump here in the first sim, because Miami is now kneeling to end the game to beat Alabama, number 2 Alabama, in the first game of the season. It's a video game. What else can I say? So as you can see, like I said, I just simmed the FCS Southeast game, and that brings us to the number 11 Florida game. And close your eyes, Alabama fans, because obviously I'm saying this is just a video game, because I don't think that there's any chance that Miami beats Alabama. But Florida-Alabama game, 9 versus 11. make for an interesting game. Let's go check that out. And by the way, close your eyes, Bulldogs fans, Alabama fans as well, because if you look at the top 25, got the Georgia Bulldogs at number 1. Anyways, let's get to this Florida-Alabama game. I have no clue where this Alabama team was week 1, but they are killing Florida, and I decided I'm just going to step in for one play. Just have some fun. Step in for one play. I'm going to have Slade Bolden wide open here, wide open. Let's see how Bryce Young does. Fire up the cannon. Aggressive catch. Look at that. Picks it out of the air, baby. Oh, baby, the one play I go in for. You know what? Let's finish off the drive. Let's finish off this drive real quick. Brooks wide open. Touchdown. Roll Tide, baby. About to be 45-13. And there you have it. We have our final score from Florida, 45-23. An absolute beatdown of the Florida Gators. I have no idea where this was. Let's check out Bryce's stats. 27 for 47, 5 touchdowns, 8 carries, 17 yards, threw for 390 yards. That's pretty good there. Dallas Turner being your best defensive player. Injury report. Oh, no. Christopher Allen is out, apparently, in this game, so that is not good. But still, Alabama gets the win. Atlanta is still in reach. Now, as you look at the rest of Alabama's schedule, man, I simmed all the way up to the Texas A&M game. Beat Southern Miss 38-10. Beat Ole Miss 42-16, which was a game I was contemplating super simming or not. I don't know if I was going to show highlights, but it turns out it was good that I didn't, because that game was a blowout. And, man, just look at how this season is ending up in college football. Texas A&M not even in the top 25. Neither is LSU. Miami, 6th best team in the country. They are 5-0, and we have Alabama currently as the 5th best team in the nation, 4-1. Let's check up on how the Hot Watch is doing. Let's see if our boy Bryce is still up there. Doesn't look like it, and look who is at the top of that. Derek King, of course, who we played in week 1. Here we are, the Texas A&M game. Alabama's number 5, and Texas A&M is 2-3 and not even ranked. I'm expecting this to be a blowout. Obviously, this isn't how it's expected to go in the actual season, that Texas A&M comes in with 3 losses. But you know what? That's what makes these sims fun. Number 5, Alabama, unranked Texas A&M. Let's see how this does. Man, oh man, it is the second quarter already, and it's 28-0. This game is not close. Alabama is absolutely destroying. Let's check in on Georgia. Georgia, number 9, Georgia, and number 19, Auburn. Georgia won by 1 point. Thank you for the studio update. We're up to the 4th quarter now. 42-20. I'm stepping in. I'm just going to go have some fun. Go have some fun with Alabama while I can. John Mechie wide open. Easy first down. By the way, this is all on Heisman. This is all on Heisman. So CPU Heisman versus CPU Heisman. I don't know if that means anything different because they're both CPUs and they're both Heismans. But, you know, makes it interesting. Just letting you guys know. So when you see me torching these defenses like I have, who is the first team that I did to? Florida. Let's see, can Bryce run in this game? Go. Go. Get down. Get down. Easy first. Easy first for the kid. We're rolling. We are rolling. I'll take one more deep shot, and then I'll go back to the sim. Don't want to make this too long. We'll go play action. Take one shot to the end zone, and then wrap this game up because Alabama's already won. This game's done. And then they don't play a ranked team right now. No one's ranked on the schedule until Auburn, which is the Iron Bowl last game of the season. John. Couldn't get John Mechie in the end zone there. So the good news is Alabama beat Texas A&M. The bad news, I decided to sim all the way to the LSU game because I thought Mississippi State and Tennessee were both cakewalks, and Alabama loses to Mississippi State somehow. Alabama is now 6-2. This is about halfway in the season. We're going to go through, check how the rest of the college football world is doing at this current point in this so-called 2021 college football season. Louisville is the number 1 team in the country. Yeah, because that makes sense. The best SEC team is still Alabama. Nebraska, Clemson, NC State, Oklahoma, Cincinnati, North Carolina, Iowa State, USC, and Louisville. Alabama's still the best SEC team. My South Carolina Gamecocks are 11. What a season this is. This is why we do these sims. This is going to be a wild... If I have to do these for all 14 teams, and the first one I've done, we have Louisville as the number 1 team at this point. I think this is what, week 9 maybe? Week 10? Is it week 9 or 10? Week 11. Week 11. Let's check some of our team stats. Let's check some of our team stats. Let's see how our boys are doing. Team stats. Oh, that's not what I want. I just want to see our individual player stats. Season stats, that's what I want. We got Bryce Young, throwing for 18 touchdowns, 4 yards away from 2,000. That's pretty good. Let's check how Brian Robinson's doing. 636 yards, 4 touchdowns. Got McLennan, 8 touchdowns on the season. Wow. Let's check our receiving. Is Mechie our leading receiver? Yes, he is, with 699 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. And it follows... Where's Ajayi Hall? How's he doing? 73 yards, no touchdowns, 5 receptions. It is what it is. Let's check out our defense. Defensive. Who's leading in sacks for the team? Sacks. We got Dale as our leading. How about interceptions? Josh Jobe and Will Anderson tied for 2 interceptions. Nothing much more to be said there. What are the SEC standings right now? Got to check that out. Conference standings. I think we're still in first because we only have 1 conference loss. Yeah, and there's no way Mississippi State is above us. Mississippi State is 3-2. We're 4-1. Arkansas is 4-1, so 3-1. So that's going to be a big game upcoming to win the West. And the East, are the Gamecocks winning the East? The Gamecocks are winning the East. Holy, the Georgia Bulldogs, who, remember, was the number 1 team the last time we checked the AP poll, is now 5-3 and 5th in the SEC East. Video games don't get much better than this. If every season was just a random video game like this, you'd see, I swear to you, you'd see like Arkansas State win a national championship at some point. Like, these are so random. Let's play LSU. If we want to make it to Atlanta, we got to win this game. And Alabama is up 14-0 on LSU. 3rd and 7 in the red zone. Let's see if we can convert here and hopefully score a touchdown on this drive. Let's see it, Bryce. Bryce goes out. Throw the ball. Touchdown! Alabama. There we go. It's about to be 21-0 tied. Alabama's now got another 1st and goal. Start of the 4th quarter. We play 9-minute quarters, so it doesn't take that long, but it's still got some length to it. 27-10 for Alabama. Do we have another touchdown? Come on, throw it, sling it. Ooh, that was almost picked. So we ended up beating LSU exactly 30-17. That field goal or that missed red zone opportunity was obviously our last point, so we shut them down. And then the week after, we beat FCS Western 47-7, and now we play the unranked Arkansas Razorbacks. I need to check if we've clinched the division, because I think that they lost a couple games or something, so we might have clinched the division. I got to go check in ESPN. Let's go check the top 25 first. Let's go see where we fall here. 6th overall. The playoffs are still in hope, baby. I think we're gonna make it to the SEC championship. Probably a rematch against Florida is what it's looking like right now. But that's how the top 25 is shaping out right now. Clemson all the way back at 11, man. Miami, the team that beat us, that was like made it all the way up to like 6 or something like that. Now at 22, South Carolina at 23. The movement with this season is insane. So let's check out the conference standings. Has Alabama clinched? Yes, because we only have 2 conference games left. Actually, that's a lie. We could lose both of those, and then Mississippi State still has the upper hand on us. So what do I say? We sim to the Auburn game. Obviously, 2-4. 2 versus 4. That's going to be huge. That's going to help us a lot into getting into the playoff. But let's sim this Arkansas game, and we'll go to the Auburn game and see what happens. Okay, so we are the 5 team in the country, 1 spot out of the playoffs. Auburn is 21, so we're going to watch a bit of this game. Might play in it if we're beating them out pretty good. It looks like Oklahoma beat Iowa State there. So looking at the top 25 now, I think we have officially clinched a division like we've clinched the SEC West, which means we are going to Atlanta. So we beat Auburn. We win in Atlanta. I think we easily make it to the playoff. I just got to double check the playoff standings. USC, Oklahoma, maybe not. Because all those teams are from different conferences. You got Big Ten, you got ACC, you got Big 12, and you got Pac-12. So we're going to need one of those teams to lose. Someone's got to lose. Still lots of games left to be played, but I think we could find ourselves in one of those top 4 spots, hopefully. I really do hope that we get ourselves in one of those spots. So let's see. Let's go out and play Auburn. First of all, let's check on the Heisman Watch. Haven't checked on that in a while. Let's see how Bryce is doing. He's not in there. Breece Hall's leading. We got Spears, Ibrahim, Brooks, and then Martinez. Lots of running backs. 4 running backs in there. Holy. Let's go play this game. Iron Bowl kickoff. Here we go. 5 Alabama, 21 Auburn. Let's come out of here with the win. We'll watch the opening kickoff and then sim some. And we just need. Of course we do. Here we go. Very interesting situation. Down 3, 7-10. Second quarter, 3rd and 9. Let's see if we can convert here. Throw it. Picked off. No. Okay, so that saves us the 3 points. Still going to be able to tie the game up. We'll see what happens from there. Another big-time play. This time we got a big-time defensive play. 3rd and 10. In the red zone for Auburn. Auburn has the ball down 4 in the 4th quarter. Let's see what happens here. Come on. Snap the ball, Bo. Looks like they still have Bo Nixon as their quarterback for Auburn at this point in the season. I don't know how that's going to shape out in the real football season, but we'll see. Oh, they left him wide open. So after that 3rd and 10 conversion that Auburn just had, they are now set up with a 3rd and goal. I mean, let's keep at least a 1-point lead. Come on, stop him here. Touchdown. Xavier Capers. Oh boy, we're set up for a ball game now. Well, we just marched down the field and scored 30-27, 5 minutes left, and we have a 4-point lead. Biggest 3rd down of the season. Playoff opportunities are on the line. We do not want to have 3 losses. That will kick us out of the top 4 for sure. 3rd and 2. Hand the ball off to Tank Bigsby, and he gets the first. Well, here we go. This is pretty much everything. Playoff hopes on the line. 3rd and goal. Down or up 4. But they had the ball literally on the 1. Bo Nix keeper. And he just walks in. Well, Bama's going to have to put it in a drive with only 2 minutes left. They're going to be down 3. It's going to be an interesting finish. Not good. 4th and 10, man. 1:42 left. Come on, Bryce. Yes, sir. Completes it. Alabama stays alive. Ajayi Hall. Not done yet. The playoff hopes are not done yet, man. Interesting 3rd and inches with less than a minute to go. Down 3. Alabama's playoff hopes on the line. Throwing the ball. Bryce Young escapes. Keep going. They'll get inside the 25, and Alabama takes their 2nd last timeout. You're either conceding to overtime here if they don't get this, or Alabama converts it and the drive stay alive. Come on, Bryce. He fumbled the ball. He fumbled that ball. Holy, wouldn't have that been something? And then the season on that, but we still got to watch this field goal because Alabama kicking is never perfect. Come on, finish it out. That's good. Overtime, here we come. You wanted overtime, and overtime is what you're going to get. 3rd and 9. At about the 11, I want to say. Get him. Yes, they broke it up. Bama's going to need a touchdown to end it. I want to play the Caesar so bad to end the game here and win. But I don't want to cheap out. We're doing a sim. I only play when it's a blowout and I can't change anything. What a hurdle by Brian Robinson there. I don't know if I could go to double overtime, man. Like, I still got an SEC championship to finish. I still got a playoffs to finish. Crap. Field goal it is. Hopefully, we're going to have to watch this. If we make it, we go to double overtime. Miss it, the game is over, and Alabama's playoff hopes are crushed. Come on, hit it. That's through. Double overtime, here we come. Well, the worst possible thing could have happened. Bryce Young goes out and throws a 70-yard pick, so they almost ended the game. They literally almost ended the game. But luckily we stopped them short, so they still got to kick a field goal or score to win. So it's not over yet, but it is not looking good for the playoffs, man. Big time play here. 37-37, 3rd and 15. I mean, they're still going to go for the field goal and have a chance to win it. You'd just rather sack him there, give him a tougher chance. Okay, here we go. Let's ice the kicker here. Can I do that? Yeah, let's ice him. We're going to call a timeout. Oh, I iced the kicker wrong. I had to call the play first, didn't I? That was stupid of me. Who cares? I still iced him because they showed that his antifreeze came up. Just miss it. Don't blow the playoffs. That's all. Alabama's now number 10, 9-3. We're playing the 9-3 Florida Gators, who we already beat this season. I want to check ESPN to see if there's any possible chance that this team can make the playoff. No, those teams, USC's 12-0. We have 3 losses. Those teams are going to have 2 maximum. That's it. Auburn ruins Alabama, but we still got a conference championship and then probably a New Year's Six Bowl to play. So it's not a pity party. Let's not kick ourselves and let's just go win these last 2 games. Fourth quarter, this is just some random play. Beginning of the fourth quarter, Bama's up 38-14. I mean, that means we're going to get a decent bowl at least. Going to get a pretty good bowl. Hopefully. I'm looking at a New Year's Six Bowl. We're going to win the SEC. Bottom line, Alabama will win the SEC this season. Look at this. Alabama won the game 38-22. Let's add a new shiny SEC championship to my profile. I mean, we're going to get a decent bowl game at least. Might not be an SEC. I mean, it might not be a national championship, but they win the SEC. You make it to a good bowl game. Let's see what bowl game they're going to put us in. It looks like we're getting this Sugar Bowl. Sugar Bowl it is for Alabama. We will sim that and see if we can add a Sugar Bowl to end the season. Okay, so just some awards. Breece Hall wins the Heisman Trophy in this season, and we have been elected to the Sugar Bowl to face the Oklahoma Sooners. In my opinion, these 2 teams are the 2 best teams in all of college football right now in this current moment going into this season. So I'm actually excited for this game. This should be the national championship. I would have guessed that this would have been the national championship. Obviously, I was wrong because the national championship without a playoffs, I was going to do if there was a playoffs, if Alabama got in the top 4, I'd have them play the 1 team and just play now. And then I'd have them play whoever else wins the 2-3 game, something like that. But let's just check to see what the national championship game would be. We would have USC and Nebraska. Oh boy, we're in the 2020s, not the 2000s anymore. So that is a bit off, in my opinion. I don't think that USC and Nebraska will be the national championship this season, but you know, it's all something new. So let's play the Sugar Bowl and let's finish out the season strong. Let's kick off the Sugar Bowl. Here we go. Let's end off the season with a bang, going up against the Sooners. Let's go bowling. Let's go bowling indeed. Well, here we go. After 1 quarter and a bit into the second, Alabama's currently up 17-0. Just scored a touchdown. And this seems pretty good right now. It looks like they're going to walk away with at least a Sugar Bowl championship before the season ends. So remember when I said this game wasn't even close? Well, OU made it a ball game. 4-point game. Big third and 8, and Alabama gets the sack on Caleb Williams. Spencer Rattler's not even in at quarterback for OU. Must be hurt or something. So Will Anderson with the tackle, and it looks like we're going to have a 1-point ball game, and we're going to get the ball back. I want to say this isn't a good scenario, but it's not a terrible one. Alabama has the ball, I want to say just inside the red zone, 3rd and 9, down 5. Oklahoma did score again, and Bryce Young gets sacked. 2nd and 16, 36-31. Alabama did miss the field goal when Bryce Young got sacked. Going to the air, first down, big first, go. That's going to get us inside about the 4. Alabama season is not done yet. We're coming away with this Sugar Bowl. First and goal, 55 seconds left, down 5. Bryce Young alone in the shotgun. He's got 5 out wide. Look for the end zone. Scrambles. Sack for 3 yards. 3rd and goal. It's coming down to the wire. They got 2 downs to score the ball. Here we go. He's got 4 out wide, 1 running back. Come on, get in. Holy. We're having a 4th and goal for the ages here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going hurry up. From the shotgun, this is it. This is the season. Don't get sacked. Don't get sacked. You're going to end the season. Oh my gosh, this team. Just want to say Alabama had the whole season on a silver platter for them to make it to the national championship. Even after that Miami loss, even after the Mississippi State loss, they could have still made the playoff. Terrible. Just terrible. Now we got to watch Oklahoma celebrate as they take home a Sugar Bowl. And Alabama finishes at the season, what, 9-4? 9-4 finish for Alabama. Yeah, good for Oklahoma. Good for OU. Congratulations. And they're going to make us watch the sack again that ended Alabama's season. Well, that is the official end of this season for Alabama. Tide finished out 10-4. Sorry, I said 9-4 earlier, but I forgot the SEC championship win. Finishing out as the 14th best team in the nation. Taking a look at some of the season stats. I mean, Bryce Young finishes first in passing with 3,864 yards. John Mechie, we look at Brian Robinson first. Brian Robinson has 1,190 yards. John Mechie leads the NCAA in receiving with 1,536 yards. Tackling, top 3 guys, Will Anderson, Christian Harris, and then Jalen Moody. Top 3 guys in solo tackles, sacks. We got Jalen Moody at 7.5 to finish it out. Interceptions, Will Anderson's our leader at 3. And then other than that, guys, if you're an Alabama fan, all I'm going to finish out with this. First of all, thank you guys for tuning in. I know this is just a video game. This is not how I expect at all the actual season to go. It's just fun to see how these video games actually play out Alabama season with the actual rosters and everything like that. But if you're an Alabama fan, all I can say is watch out for the Miami game, watch out for the Mississippi State game, and watch out for the Auburn game, because those were 3 losses, 3 unexpected losses. Beat Texas A&M easily, beat Florida easily, twice pretty much. Yeah, the SEC championship and the regular season. The games that you should look out for, according to this video game simulation, are the games that you do not expect. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this. I appreciate it. Like down below, comment, hit the sub button. Thanks for watching, and definitely come back next time. So I hope you all enjoyed that sim. Let me know down below in the comments if you enjoyed the new sim, because I still have 13 teams to go, and I hope you guys like that, because if you do like it, I will be more than happy to continue to do those. But just let me know honest opinions on them down below before we get into our Q&A and wrap up the show, because we got about 10 minutes before we got to wrap this up. So I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. As always, let me know your thoughts on the simulation down below. I also did launch a poll that asked if you enjoyed the new simulation series, and we have 100% of people saying that they did enjoy it. So, Delusional Gator fan, we are going to go in alphabetical order. At least that is my plan right now. So I'm thinking about doing... So technically, we're going to have Arkansas next, then we're going to have Auburn, then Florida, then Georgia, then Kentucky, then LSU, then going all that way, all the way down. But maybe if you guys, if there's like a heavy team that you guys want to do early, like obviously Delusional Gator fan, I'm guessing that you'll want Florida to be up next, and Dylan Long asking for Texas A&M. They'll all be done. They'll all be done. I might switch it around. I might switch around the order if you guys want me to, and do some teams like your Floridas, your Texas A&Ms, maybe like your Tennessees, stuff like that earlier, if that's what you guys want. So let me know down below if that is what you guys would prefer, to switch up the order and have teams like that go before like your Kentuckys, your Missouris, your Vanderbilt's team like that, even though Vanderbilt's last anyways, because they're last in alphabetical order. Yeah, we got delusional Gator fans saying, wouldn't be surprised if Vandy makes the playoff next sim. I would not be surprised either, because who'd that have? USC and Nebraska as the top two, and Alabama finishing. Alabama having 4 losses at the end of the season. But it's fun, it's interesting, because Alabama still, even after losing the first 2 games, they lost to Mississippi State and they lost to Miami. They still had a shot to make it to the playoffs. So it's just interesting. It's fun. And I'm excited for the Georgia one. I just want one team to win the national championship out of all of them that we play. Just one of them. I don't care what team. I don't care if it's your Vanderbilt. I don't care if it's Mississippi State. I don't care if it's Georgia. Just one team. I'd love it to be South Carolina. I mean, that would be awesome if it was South Carolina to win, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'm going to wrap up the show there, guys. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Of course, we got our next show Monday. And right now at this current moment, we have a special guest coming on to that show. We got someone else coming on to talk some Gamecock football next Monday's show. So we got an amazing show next Monday. Obviously, next Wednesday, I'm planning to have another one of these Super Sims. I'll think about it. I'll think about if I'm doing Arkansas or if I decide to go with either Florida or Texas A&M, switch around the order, but we will see. We will see. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, thanks for watching. Like down below, comment, hit the sub button. Thank you for watching, and definitely come back for next show.